So I'm E Pluribus Massey the Third, E Plurb the Third, EP, whatever you want to call me. I'm chilling here at Last Stop, right off Apache and McClintock, a little bit south of Apache on McClintock. It'll be on the west side, right behind the Pet Boys and the parking structure with Hubbly Bubbly.
Yeah. Views. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Old ways, new women, gotta keep a balance. The girl of your dreams to me is probably not a challenge. I've been counted out so many times I couldn't count it. Funny how now my accountant is having trouble trying to count it. Yeah.
The future is a mystery, then bring it when it's meant for me. In misery, love company, but success could bring enemies. It's whiskey over Hennessy, but smoking is my tendency. Been twisting up for many moons, injuring my memories. You snooze, you lose. You don't think it through your history. Confused now with thought is something we don't want to do. That hoe over there could burn you. Overthinking it can hurt you. It's nurture over nature, but in nature there's no purpose. Bitch, I've been a player, pussy something I just will not purchase. You could take it personal or really realize what your worth is. What's the earthly limitation to a pearly gate escapist snake and eagle combination created? The conquer nations ain't shit new. This is ancient news. You can hate if you feel the way you do. Might as well play it through. Time to tell the real way for you when life prevails. But it takes death to make it true. Iron tail, my intel will break you through the iron cell of life itself. You could lie to yourself, but can't play me, fool. I've seen enough and learned too much to believe you, and I'll do whatever the fuck it is that I need to.
Hey, that was tired. Get your inspiration from to create music.
Just life in general. I mean, if you listen to my music is it's life situations mixed with talking shit, mixed with how I think about things. A lot of references to being yourself and breaking out of society norms. So I mean, I would just say it's just walking around, seeing how things are, and I do a lot of thinking, maybe too much.
So sub question, you said breaking out of society norms. What are society norms to you?
There's a whole lot. I mean, society norms, to break it down, there's a lot of stereotypes. There's a lot of, there's a lot, not just stereotypes, but there's a lot of stereotypes that people actually live these stereotypes and are proud of them. I mean, just whatever, I mean, if you could glide down Facebook and see, everyone talking about certain things, people being upset or happy because of certain things that are pumped into the media. I mean, to go into history, once upon a time the world was flat, once upon a time people believed that rats just manifested out of the barn, like they didn't have kids or nothing, So like society norms, since the beginning of time, have been wrong plenty of times, and it's up to those, exceptional people, so to say, to break them and then tell the whole society, and then the society, has to listen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so you can't necessarily stay in the society norm because you may be wrong. When I was in kindergarten, Pluto was a planet. So. Growing up, role models, I wouldn't say I had any. I guess my older brother, who's only like 3 years older than me, he's really good at drawing, and I used to just kind of sit next to him and try to draw what he was drawing. I don't have any, I've never had any like famous role models. I guess if you want to say someone that I admired a lot growing up was like Jerry Rice, the football player. But it's not necessarily I knew much about him, I just liked him as a football player. So, and as I got older, I read a book about him, which made me admire him and his work ethic. But besides that, I didn't really have any people who I look to say I want to be like them.
Do you have any right now?
No. I mean, there's people who I like different traits about them, but I can't say that there's anyone who I want to lead their life.
Well,
or, I could say like, Jay-Z, I want his finances, and you know, freaking, I don't know, Eckhart Tolle. I want his insight on life, you know, but I guess Bruce Lee, I like him a lot. A lot because he really encourages being yourself, which makes it hard for me to have someone to look up to
Yeah.
because I'm fully supportive of being yourself.
Yeah. And I definitely understand that. That was actually like really eye-opening too, because you can like admire somebody, but there's always something about them that's not perfect.
Right.
You know, so when you have that idea of like a role model, you have to, and then that's why like people like Raven Simone or people like Bill Cosby kind of let us down when we see that the other side
Right.
of them. So then you always just try and like take kind of traits from those type people, because then they do have traits that are like things that you can look up to, but then
Right, honorable traits,
Yeah.
but everyone has their flaws as well.
Yeah. definitely.
They made a reference to that in the Malcolm X movie, and when Malcolm X was kind of breaking away from the Nation of Islam, and the guy tried to tell Malcolm X, like, you can't blame Elijah Muhammad for you know, the stuff that he does. Even look at Solomon in the Bible, he had, you know, 100 and something wives. So, you know, Noah was a drunk, you know, so on and so forth. Like, if you go through the Bible, all these people have their flaws as well. But, well, I do have a show coming up October 22nd. That's going to be on a Thursday. It's going to be at the Yucca Tap Room, which is off Southern and Mill. And I should be dropping an album later on. It's towards the end of the year. I'd say mid to late December. And as well as a book. And then I will have some EPs dropping at the early next year. Yeah, 3 of them. They're all going to be called EPs.
What is in the book?
The book, I don't want to disclose that information. Nah, it's not quite ready to disclose. Well, you can edit this out, but it's really because I have 2 ideas for books and I don't know which one I'm gonna do. I mean, I have 2 books. One is basically already done. The other one is the one I want to do, but chances are I'm gonna do the one that I've already done. But I don't want to say that now, because if I do the other one, which is mostly done, then, you know, people are gonna be like, I thought it was gonna be called.
Yeah.